that. What is up, Manny? How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. Waking up right here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second in a row. We actually made it 2 weeks in a row to the live episode of LRMornings. Got it a little bit better this morning. I hope the audio and the picture played the way that I wanted it to, but we will see. Yeah, man, last night was kind of an interesting night for news. I know you had your phone off for a minute and then came back to all of the discussion going on about Gina Carano, Disney, Star Wars, and what have you. For those of you that may have missed out on the, I don't necessarily want to call it excitement, but what happened yesterday, Gina Carano was officially let go by Disney. They made a small statement about not being currently employed by Lucasfilm and that there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. She's been in the news for a while over her social media posts, and we're not really going to get into the politics of her posts or anything like that. It's just, it's news. You guys kind of got to know about it. And I just, on two sides of it, as a business, I get what Disney's trying to do, who protect their brand and yada yada. But you can look at a lot of things said in the last, since 2003 by media, celebrities, politicians, and you find a lot of hyperbole out there. My only issue is apparent hypocrisy in who can be hyperbolic and who can't. But that's all I will say. I'm not on, as far as her views, those are hers. My whole thing, I'm looking at Disney, and I can look at other names that they work with, and I'm like, they've been hyperbolic and said things that people find offensive too. So I don't like hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand.
Yeah. So, what happens. How do you think this? Because a lot of us thought that she would be in the Rangers of the New Republic and kind of be the lead for that, and now that necessarily isn't going to happen. and we never knew for certain that was the show that she would be on. It was just a good guess. What do you think they do with her character going forward? Recast, kill it off, just let it be? What do you think is going to happen with Cara Dune?
I think they're probably going to let her go off on the mission she goes back to. It's fairly simple. But Mouse has its mechanisms, and who knows? Maybe they'll go back as a virtual character.
Comics, books. There's ways to do the character. It's a good character,
right?
I almost just to keep the character around. I almost want them to recast, but just because the character itself has a nice history that they started introducing in season 2. She's from Alderaan, and that tacked on to her job as a rebel shock trooper, and it seems like there's a lot of a story there that sucks that we're not going to necessarily get. So
I mean that's cancel code for you.
Yeah. I'll say I'll say this. I'll say that it's not to everyone that says it's a free speech issue. It's not, because Disney's a private company. They can do what they want, but you can make arguments on censorship issues over certain beliefs or feelings. But again, to me, it's just be consistent. And if you're going to, either all feelings matter equally or no feelings matter, like it's the comedian aspect of it, right?
Right. You start doing things like that. It just, where do you draw the line? As to what you can censor, what you cannot, what you can control as far as a person outside of work and whatnot.
Or and what we even should try to encourage. Like for me, let me ask you this. Are you a bigger proponent of companies self-censoring, or would you rather see companies go ahead and allow us, the consumers, to censor ourselves and or our families? Meaning we turn off what we don't want to hear or see, and the companies, they just they make their product based on that market reaction. Or does that make sense? Does my question make sense?
I kind of see what you're saying. I hate the fact that people are always so quick to pull a trigger on wanting to bring down somebody. There are some cases where that's that person has maybe done something or where it's blatantly obvious. Others it's a lot more gray, and it's also just it's almost just a trend. It's something that people react to immediately as a reaction, as an emotion, without necessarily getting too much context sometimes.
Yeah.
And then also, like you were saying earlier, the hypocrisy of, we've all said things that sometimes don't come out right. I get it that she has a little bit more of a history with it. But I mean, if you look back in the last just couple of years, how quick people are to just want to throw somebody's career in the gutter because they're human, And but hey, we all get mad. We all have opinions. We all have a right to our opinions. And just because we support a certain party or a certain group or certain ideas, as long as they're not radical ideas that are threatening, you should have a right to be able to express them.
Yeah. And I mean, she does, as much as Disney has the right to fire, but that's always been the question is, should they be fired? Because let's face it, I would say when it comes to the posts from Gina, I would say the overwhelming majority of people in the world either didn't hear about it, or B, didn't care what she said. They separated, and were on Mandalorian specifically. They separated Cara Dune from Gina Carano. You know, me, I'm an enigma. The left hates me. The right hates me because I don't fit into anybody's nice little plain box. You know, they're black and white ideological boxes that they like. I don't fit into that, and that's, you know, that's fine. I get ripped here and there, but it's whether or not somebody should be let go, and again, who picks the line, who picks the feelings that are protected. That's my biggest curiosity. I want to know who chooses whose feelings are more valuable than someone else's, and why.
You know, that's really up to the private company, I think, more than anything, because they're the ones paying for you, you know, paying for your services. So when you sign a contract, you know, you read through it, and part of it's probably going to be behavior.
Yep.
And things you can and can't do, things you can and can't say because you're representing us as an entity. So and then the relationship with everyone else as consumers ends there, as far as a responsibility, because of the fact that you're a liar if you're going to tell me that you're not watching the next season of The Mandalorian just because she's in it next season.
Right.
There's no way. The show is too big and too popular, and you're gonna watch it. You may not like her personally, but you're gonna watch The Mandalorian. Don't tell me you're not, because
don't pretend.
Don't pretend like I'm not watching the show anymore because she's on it. You know what I mean? It's like the same people that got mad at Starbucks or at Chick-fil-A for certain things, but
that their owners were doing.
Those lines never shorten up. Why? Because it's something that they're not willing to give up, because of the fact that it's part of the routine. It's something that they really enjoy. And so
that's what I wish we could do in entertainment. Let the market decide. You know, Twitter is not the best indicator of what the general population is feeling. There are a lot of people on Twitter. Don't get me wrong, but seeing a few 100,000 people retweet fire Gina Carano, you're talking a few 100,000 out of millions that watched The Mandalorian, you know? And there was only a few 100,000 that had the save Gina Carano, or whatever the opposite was, right? And what I'm getting at is, it's a small group of people but they're loud, that are mad at her, that wanted her fired. And then there's another group of people that were like, you know, super supportive. And then there's everyone else who's like, I just want to watch Cara Dune in The Mandalorian. Like, she didn't say anything that personally upset, and this isn't me speaking, this is that me out there, or that random person out there. She didn't say anything that offended me. I'm going to keep watching it. Or she said something, it offended me. I don't care for her as a person, but I fucking love The Mandalorians, so I'm still going to watch The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens with her in the future. She came from MMA. She got into acting. She's talented. She's got her career in mostly her hands. So
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's kind of cool that you and I both find the idea that immediate reactions aren't good, and also that sometimes you have to wait and see if the voices making the most noise are actually the ones giving you money. Because let me ask you this. I was talking to another friend of mine. He said he would bet, and I would almost agree. He thinks the majority of people that complained about Gina never buy Star Wars shirts, books, comics. The only thing they might buy is a movie ticket or Disney Plus subscription when it comes to Star Wars. And that, if that's true, that's even more upsetting. And then you think about other situations in entertainment where similar things may have happened, where people that don't really care about that specific person get them fired. What do you think about?
It's something that's maybe picked up even just on social media. We see it from all sides of it, because it's becoming a problem now in general with social media, as far as news that is unsecure, news that is for lack of a better term, fake news or phony information that keeps that comes up, and it sucks, because you'll go on Twitter, you'll click on a link, you'll believe it, and then all of a sudden you're reacting to something that you haven't been able to verify. Yeah. Or you're reacting to something that you really don't care about, but it's trending, and oh my God, I'm offended. But I have no idea who this person is. All I know is that it's a big star on Star Wars, and it is what it is. That's that dark side of social media.
Yeah,
with both sides too of it, because on one side you can have people posting things that are very offensive,
mm-hmm.
and on the other side you can ruin somebody's career before you know all the facts, or just because it doesn't agree with your beliefs, or maybe if something was taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm speaking in a broader sense, just because,
like
we said earlier, sometimes it's bad and you got to get rid of them. Another time, it's really like you can just be, grown up about it and walk away. But I and in some cases, I do believe that, some of these outraged people may not even watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like, ask them, like, all right, who does she play? What is her character?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like,
Can you name someone besides The Mandalorian and Grogu? Who's Grogu? Okay, yeah, get out of here. You're not allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm revoking I'm revoking your First Amendment. You know what? You've lost it. No, I'm always one to say, let the market decide, and Twitter is not the market. Gina's. Go ahead.
There's a ton of people that do not use social media.
Exactly.
A lot of people.
Exactly.
So, and the thing is, like you said, next season of The Mandalorian, let's see those numbers. And if it was really a problem, then we'll see those numbers dwindle.
God, it's the one thing that sucks about streaming services is their ability to hold on to
Right.
data and not let us know. Because with Nielsen's, we know immediately when a show takes a hit. Bad PR. That next week, within like 48 hours, you got your Nielsen ratings for that show, and you're like, "Yep, that person screwed that whole cast and crew over. That show's over," or nothing happened. They survived their thing. They move on, and people continue to live. Whatever happens. But anywho, moving on from there. Unless you got anything else you want to say about Cara Dune or Gina Carano.
Nah, just whatever she does, I hope that if it's whatever's going on with her, I hope that she lands on her feet, and if she needs to get some sort of counseling or help, dealing with certain things or just whatever. I hope well for her.
I will say this because I've seen it brought up, and to the person that brought it up in our Slack, you were not the only one, so no, I am not responding to you directly, just in case he listens to this episode. But others have pointed out her MMA background and stunt background and potentials for head injuries and stuff like that. And I just want to encourage people to be careful with the way they word when they're looking, because that's a legit possibility. A lot of people with brain injuries, people with PTSD, we get empathy issues. Something, especially those with PTSD that I know from combat. Empathy can kind of get in the way sometimes, so you learn to shut it off. You shut it off enough, and sometimes can be hard to turn it back on. And TBI can do the same. Concussions can do the same. They kind of can mess with the way your brain processes external input and make you socially awkward, almost make you kind of like Asperger's autistics sometimes, where you don't read people right.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what people are going with, and that because she had this empathy issue that she, was more likely to let her opinion be known, which put her job at risk, which all makes sense. But those of you that might be saying that her ideology, her points of view, her opinions are the result of blows to the head, I would suggest you take your comments down, because there's millions and millions of people with similar views that have never taken a single shot to the head, and millions of us that have taken hits to the head, and our views are not, crazy. So I would just be careful when talking about TBI, because it's a very, very complex issue. Anyways, Pedro Pascal cast as Joel for The Last of Us. Manny, I never played The Last of Us. Did you?
Yeah, I've played The Last of Us.
Did you like it?
I love it. It's
okay. So, are you excited for Pedro Pascal to be Joel?
So
not counting Last of Us Part 2, just the first one.
So, I'm excited for it, but what's funny is my first reaction with this was to kind of chuckle at it, because it seems like Pedro Pascal now is getting cast for like
everywhere.
Like, oh my god, it's just like what happened to Esposito. All of a sudden he's everywhere also.
Yes, and people want him to be Doom and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, he was once the chicken guy, and now he's the main villain now on Far Cry. Also, he's doing Superman audio tapes. He's on The Boys. I'm like, man, when somebody gets popular in Hollywood, they just jump all over him, huh? So, with that said, I'm super excited for it. Give me, I'm chuckling and laughing, right? But at the same time, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, why not? There could be a lot worse options, and this is definitely not a bad one. But it's just funny to me how studios jump on that popular uh, actor, and because we've seen him on so many things lately, The Mandalorian, Narcos, We Can Be Heroes. Wonder Woman.
Yep.
I mean, just so many things, and it's like, it's almost like you have those, but then you have those fixtures where it's like, who should play him, and then the first name that pops in your head, Pedro Pascal, and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess. But so sure, why not? Let's see it. I'm more worried about the series itself and how, because we all know that comic book adaptations don't necessarily. Video game adaptations don't do very well in general. So
they don't.
You can put whoever you want in it, but I'm still worried about the final product because it's a video game adaptation. I think one of the best video game adaptations that's done well, not necessarily that it's the greatest or anything, was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, I agree.
So
that was wonderfully fun.
They were going to release the trailer. Everyone was like, "No, bro, this is no." But in a strange move, the studio took their ball, went home, put some tape on it, came back, and was like, "Huh?" And then everyone's like, "Okay, this is good."
Yeah. We could have used some tan arms, but we'll take blue arms and all of the other improvements. Yeah.
So with that said, this game it's going to be real challenging to do, but at the same time, it's going to have to do with a lot of pacing and how you incorporate those kind of scare elements, but it's going to be, I think, with how thrilling the game is, especially if you're playing it on a big screen with speakers and stuff, and you're really into it. The challenge is going to be getting that surprise horror element, the thrill of the clickers and things like that I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it. And so, like I said, with any video game adaptation, let's wait and see, because the track record is not very good. So but it's more likely I would love to be. I guess it's better to put it this way as far as expectations, because then you can be pleasantly surprised.
Got it. The other star for the video game adaptation is Bella Ramsey, who you guys can see if you're watching the live feed on LRM @_exclusive at my Twitter, the website, YouTube, blah blah blah. She was in Game of Thrones and had a minor role in season 2 of Dark Materials. She's going to be playing Ellie, and it's coming to, is it Netflix or HBO Max? Who got this one again? Sony. Where are they releasing it at? Oh, of course, we wouldn't put it on the damn article, would we? That would be smart. Last of a series. Streaming. Where is it going?
HBO.
HBO Max. There it is. There we go. I will say this. I did not play. I have the what is it called? The HD version, whatever I got from PlayStation Network. I got that. I just need to play through it. My only concern with it, I love that it's a series, because I've been saying for a while that series will make better adaptations of games, because they're longer form, allow for more character development, which you get when you spend 8-10 hours with an action character, 30, 40 hours with an RPG character. You don't get that same from a 2-hour movie with those characters.
No.
But you could from 6 to 10 hours in a series if done right. I just wonder, is this show, because it's been in development for a while, is it too late now? I mean, The Walking Dead it's already done its spinoffs. I know it still does okay, but like I feel this is going to fall into that Walking Dead type area of entertainment, and I wonder if it's not different enough. What do you think? The story of it.
I think it has a unique element to it enough to have a place
if they'll use it right.
Yeah, but kind of like that's exactly what I was gonna say. It just depends on how well it's done, because there's so much to it that whoever's going to be doing the sound mixing and going to be doing the effects on this game, you need to get, I would say, M. Night Shyamalan type audio on this, because what's going to be so important, kind of like M. Night Shyamalan. One thing I really love about M. Night Shyamalan is his ability to get into your head via sound, via you can see it a lot in the Servant, Signs, even like in his films.
Signs so good.
Just if you just listen, just the sound alone is terrifying, and in this case with the clickers and all the noises they make, those scenes are going to be very important as to how they're able to impact you, because in the game when you're playing and there's one nearby and you can hear it and you're trying to make up your mind on how you're going to take it out, and it's really it's scary and frustrating sometimes, and then or when you get scared off by one or something, it's one of the better parts of the game, because it's not always go. There's a lot of also emotional elements to it. So when their relationship, but that's going to be the key element on it, is those scares in it, I think. And I think that when it comes to the human relationships that they're going to have to deal with, it might get a little Walking Dead-ish, but I hope that overall they're able to put together a good series, because I think as a series, it has a better chance to work than not like you were saying in a movie. But we've spent a lot of time with these two, so we're going to be very finicky about it.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at like the Mortal Kombat trailer that came out a few weeks ago, I was like, yeah, okay, that does, look better than the 90s, but I still liked the web series better, and I wish we could have seen a Mortal Kombat series with a big budget. It's something I miss. Something that I think they are missing out on is more video games to series. The problem is again, you get to that business side of it, and what sounds more appealing. Oh, I made $300 million on a movie, or 40 million subscribers watched my series. It's an interesting world we're heading into as far as content consumption. But I'll tell you this, the fans, most gaming fans would rather see you do the series take on things. And you're not necessarily going to make $300 million on it. You don't need to spend $150 million on the show either.
No.
Not all games will need a $150 million show. The Last of Us, I mean, God, just imagine all of the on shot or on location shootings you could do for all the outdoor stuff. Besides permits and stuff, that saves money. You think about how a lot of the focus on a lot of games usually is on a couple of characters or like in an RPG, a party, but your NPCs. Whoops, sorry about that. I forgot to turn down my phone, and Voltron started forming. What was I gonna say? This story follows these two characters a lot, so this doesn't have to be an expensive show, and I think they could really focus on everything that made them love, that made gamers love Ellie and Joel in the first game, and what caused all of the controversy in the second game. I didn't, like I said, I didn't play the first one yet. I read about the controversy, and I can get it. Did you play part 2?
No, not yet, actually.
But you know what happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it, but haven't played it yet. The site keeps me busy right now. There.
Yeah. So we spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but Joel dies pretty quickly in Last of Us Part 2, apparently, and it left a lot of people, because it was just like it was a death that could have been more meaningful, but they didn't make it hit very meaningful, and that seems to have been the primary ignition source for the Last of Us Part 2 situation, and then carrying on with a character that did something you are very upset about and having to play as them. So I get it. Hopefully they can make the second game's story, if the first series does good and that tells the whole first game, maybe they can make the second game's story better through the series. You think that's possible?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, Joel's back, so maybe. And you're not gonna kill off Pedro Pascal pretty quick.
Yeah. They might amalgamate the two games together into a unique story of its own, where Joel gets to stick around a little bit with that new character, and who knows? What game would you like to see get a series treatment? Whether it's already been a movie or not, game's out or not, I don't care. Just Manny's top. I want this character, but I don't want to control him anymore. I want to see him on a streaming service. What game?
I think one of them, and they've tried so hard, and they've never been able to do it right. I would love to see somebody make a good adaptation of Street Fighter, because it has so many unique characters. But I'm not gonna hold my breath, because we've seen some horrible stuff out there.
You didn't like The Legend of Chun-Li?
I don't think anyone liked it. I don't think she liked it either. I was like, you're so much better than this, and it was just so bad. There's that, and then I think that I don't think I played too many other games that I can think of that that I would want in a movie. I mean, they've tried for a lot of them that I play anyway.
I have one that I want as a series, very, very bad, BioShock.
Oh, I don't know how I left that out. Definitely. 100%.
I want BioShock as a deep R thriller, psychological horror set in Rapture, both before and after the fall. Like, I want to see
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how when you're playing the game, you get to see the ghosts living in Rapture when it was good. I actually want to see Rapture when it was good and not just a leaky bunch of tubes at the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, that would be really cool. You know what's the best Street Fighter movie? The Street Fighter, that Japanese film from the 70s.
Okay.
It's a classic. Toei released it. I don't remember the Japanese name, but it's called The Street Fighter. It's a good martial arts film. I suggest everybody check it out. It's pretty cool. But yeah, BioShock. And speaking of BioShock, with the last few minutes, since you apparently like the franchise, Cam and I apparently both thought of this idea before we met each other. For the next game, we would like to see it take place in like an alternate 60s, 70s on a moon base. What do you think?
On a moon base?
Yes, but set in potentially even using the Cold War, where there's two moon bases, a U.S. and a Russian, since we're using alternate history here, and the physics possibilities. Of course, there's mysteries going on both stations, but you would have artificial gravity in some areas where the artificial gravity is not working. The whole space aspect of it adds a really cool thing, much like Rapture did. Like, yeah, Columbia, you felt like I could fall, but Rapture, you're like, fuck, man, if these walls break, I'm done. Like a balloon bursts in Columbia, maybe I can ride it slowly down to Earth, but in space, if a wall breaks, you're done. You know. So what do you think about that? Like an alternate Cold War BioShock on the moon.
Yeah, you would have to explain how you got up there, but yeah, I think that'd be cool. You know, there's lost civilization, that colony that we were trying to establish here. You know, Rapture, some whatever out of this.
Yeah,
world.
whatever they want to, whatever they. This one could really be governmental though, and we could really pour hard into all of those great Cold War conspiracies, and that the Cold War technology that was drawn, but never actually came about. You know, all of that stuff could be used. So
you could also explore the discovery of aliens, maybe.
Yeah,
a type of alien that they were experimenting on up there because they didn't want to bring it to Earth.
That could be very, very, very interesting.
And
1 second, please. Yes? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. My son needs me. What's up? I'm live on the air. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello,
Are
mate.
you okay? Okay.
Someone ring the doorbell.
Okay, it's probably just a package. I will get it. You just go to school, all right?
Okay.
All right, thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my son, and I guess that pretty much wraps it up. You got anything else you want to add to the conversation, Manny?
No, we're good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know what you think about today's topics. Gina Carano's situation, The Last of Us casting of Pascal and Ramsey as Joel and Ellie, respectively. And yeah, that's supposed to hit in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, on HBO Max. Yeah, let us know what you guys think below. Check out LRMonline.com every single day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. You guys can see us on YouTube right now, so hit that subscribe button. We release all of our podcasts and great celebrity interviews and director interviews, writer interviews, all that on the YouTube. And of course, we have an amazing podcast channel available wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google, the whole nine. So go there, follow it, subscribe to it, never miss a show. Manny, thank you for being on live once again. Other than the obvious Twitter handle, where else can people find you at online?
Find me in the streets. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, find me at Instagram at riddlemethis_510.
Okay, hey, you guys, like you can see on the picture, can find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for listening to us, and I guess we will talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, bye.